But what I really wanted to talk about today was cashless advertising. So who signed up for Groupon? Okay, no cookies for any of you. And Living Social, anybody sign up for those? Upstate Perks, Moolah La.
I got them all, man.
Too.
But they're great.
Well, they are great, but I wanted to run through just a couple of real-world examples for you, just to show you how it works. I mean, for those of you who don't know, you hear the commercials. No advertising budget, no problem. I'll bring you a check. Okay, that's great. They do bring you a check sometimes. But does anybody know? There's cookies up for grabs. Does anybody know what percentage of the money coming in that Groupon keeps?
I think you said 50% last time. I don't know. Give it to the other person.
50%.
I have to be good.
50% is correct. So I went online and I looked at the little Groupon site. This might require math, although I do have the numbers here. Mojo's did a $7 for 15, or $15 gift certificate for $7. They sold 1,492 of them. So 1,492 times 15. Here, so 22,380. Yep, there you go. They're on the hook for $22,380 worth of food and beverage. The only money coming in is $7. That's what Groupon takes. And of that, they keep 50% of it. So
they're selling that for $3.50.
Pardon?
They get to keep $3.50 out of that.
Right. $3.50 times 14.92.
5,222.
Yep.
You are a machine.
They're on the hook.
Calculator.
They're on the hook for $22,000 in product and services, and they're going to get a check for $5,222. Does anybody know? I have one more.
50.
Does anybody know? Does anybody know what the average profit margin for a restaurant is?
3%.
85%.
It's too many.
38%.
No.
8.
About 10%.
It's 6.
Who said 6?
You can give him somebody else.
Oh.
6%.
That much.
6% is average. So I'm going to run through an ROI calculation, supposedly the right way to do it. $22,380 is what they're providing. On average, they should get 6% of that back in their profit margin, bottom line, after they've paid their food costs, they've paid everything else. So 6% times 22,380.
$13.42.
Yep. That's the profit they can accept. Now, the proper way to calculate return on investment is to divide that profit by their advertising cost, which we did before. It's right here.
Equals they lost money.
0.26. That means for every dollar they spent, they get a quarter. It's never going to go up from there.
No, it should be 3 times that for the advertising cost.
It depends how you want to account for it, but I mean, ultimately, their net sales is 50%. The math works out the same. There's some differences you can play around with it, but bottom line.
It's a lot worse than that. Yeah.
Bottom line, in the return on investment, you get 26% back. So you're losing 75% of your money. It never gets any better than that in this system. So I'm gonna run through real fast. Living Social, Sassafras also participated. They did a $25 payment for a $50 gift certificate. They sold 1,596 of them. So face value, they're on the hook for $79,800 worth of product. Living Social takes less. Anybody know how much Living Social takes?
Can I cook it?
40%.
It is 40. They keep 40%. So their advertising cost for them is $15,960. 6% times this is $47.88, and the return on investment is 0.30. It's the same type of system. It is what it is. I'm going to call this traditional advertising, the method that we like to get paid for the services. Product we go down. I'm going to run through numbers for me because I know them, but just keep in mind that this works for almost anybody else either, because you look at the bottom line number amount. So I have a TGI Friday sponsor right down the street at Rodeffer. They run $5 savings for a $25 coupon, and they're currently getting 215 of those a month. So TGI Fridays, at that rate, their face value for what they're bringing in is $5,375. At a 6% profit margin, if you use the same, that's it's $322.50 a month. I'm bringing them in. So here's the big question: how much does it cost to do traditional advertising? Well, for me, they're spending $175 a month. So this is the number I don't have. It's 322 divided by 175. 1 point something. Huh?
322 divided by
1.84.
1.84. So which ROI would you rather have? It basically means for every dollar spent, they're bringing in $1.84. So they're getting a true return, and this is on profit again. This is not on gross sales. So I just wanted to point that out, how that works. Do you know how much advertising Sassafras could do for $16,000?
Who's Sassafras?
Sassafras is downtown. It's a restaurant. You know, honestly, they could be on the radio every single month on a really good schedule. A very good schedule. And they're going to get better results. So if you want to run through the math backwards, if you take the return on investment that we give divided by their advertising cost, for Sassafras, we would have brought in $23,000 in profit instead of the $4,700, which would have resulted from about $400,000 in sales. So that's how it works. I mean, the point is that yes, Groupon's great, Living Social is great, Upstate Perks is great. Upstate Perks, at least you're getting radio airtime and all this stuff. But you really need to think about it for what you do. If your average margin is 6%, it's really tough to call. If your average profit margin is 60 or 70, then it's a different story. And that's about it. The only thing I didn't say was every day is a holiday in Town Planner, and today is officially Pig and Pork Day.
Any questions for Mark?